Cefalonia dopo una splendida crociera lunga più di un mese in Grecia, anche dopo Croazia, Montenegro, Albania, finalmente Grecia, le isole Ionie, a nord, a sud, una meraviglia. Lasciamo Cefalonia dopo 3 giorni ad Argostoli, che è un gran bel posto, e ci aspettano quasi 250 miglia di mare, io e Ambica, e alla via così.
Full crossing of Ionian Sea. Some gusts in the first night, but in general was a very pleasant crossing. In the last hours we arrived running at 7.5, 8 knots. After 2 nights, we arrived in Marina di Riposto, a modern marina with all kinds of facilities, particularly equipped for deluxe yachts that come here for provisioning and flight connections. We're spending the summer at Aeolian Islands, one of the best archipelagos in the Mediterranean, I have to tell. Here we met our beloved friend Tami, and joined us another valuable member of the crew, Agostino. Unfortunately, we were in a kind of a hurry, so after a couple of days of hanging around in Tami country house, we had to continue our trip toward north. Stretto di Messina is feared since the most ancient times. I can tell you that it is not only for the strong tidal stream, that it is also a microclimate totally on its own. So, despite high pressure and very good forecast, we had to go upwind with gusts up to 35 knots for the 37 miles of the channel, a hell of a navigation. At last, we arrived in Messina at afternoon, at the end of the channel, and the weather up front was heavenly. We arrived after sunset, and we anyway found a safe spot to anchor. Not easy in a place where the depth is immediately over 30 meters, even close to the coast. Once in Aeolian Islands, I had to show to the crew some of Lipari Island and some of Stromboli. Stromboli has the impressive active volcano. Then, after some rest, we headed to Ponza, 160 miles, route 320. In Ponza, we learned from the forecast that the weather conditions were changed again, so we could just sleep 1 night there and then rush up to Porto di Roma, our final destination, at the entrance of Rive Tevere. This is a sample of how the weather delighted us in front of Anzio during the crossing. This is September 1st in Tyrrhenian Sea. Luckily, the season is not always like that here. Porto di Roma is a very big marina, very practical if you plan to visit Rome. There are all facilities, the place is not properly beautiful and not completely safe, as the entrance tends to silt up, and in good conditions there are 3 meters depth of the entrance. Plus, there may be an annoying or even dangerous swell inside the harbors.